Hello, Internet, and welcome to Saturday night's Mistborn. Thanks for joining us this lovely Saturday afternoon. We're going to be playing the Mistborn RPG today, and I'm super excited to have everyone here. Before we get going back to the game and doing our recap, I'm going to go talk about things we've got going on our channel here tonight, and other streams you can come join us for in the forthcoming days. Our next stream after this one, or our planned stream after this one, will be tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be playing Thursday's Children, which is a game Savannah runs, playing a little system called Wesen, where we are monster hunting in the 18th century Scandinavia. It's super cute, super fun, so come hang out with us tomorrow for that. Otherwise, I think our stream schedule throughout this week is pretty much normal. I don't think we have anything that is planned to change, so you can check out our full streaming schedule below our faces if you are watching us live on Twitch. If you're watching us on YouTube at some point in the future, head over our Twitch page and you can see whatever we're doing right now, because it might be different. I think that's pretty much it as far as announcements go, so I'm going to quickly kick this over to my players here to talk about who they are, anything they've got going on, and who they're playing tonight, starting with, I believe, Savannah.
It's me. I go first in this one. Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internet, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. I'm here Thursdays through Sundays, either playing in games or running them, like our Vaesen game on Sunday tomorrow, which is really taking a strange turn, as my games usually do. And then I'm also on twitch.tv/lbhackemup on Sunday nights playing Dungeons and Dragons. But today I am playing Violette, who is a Mistborn.
Next up, I believe, is Ryan. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. My name is Ryan, and I am here whenever I can be. And tonight, I am playing Sacha. David, I believe, is what we landed on. And I am playing the Muggle class.
Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG, some guy on the internet, here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Mistborn Saturdays. We had to miss last Tuesday, Tabletop Tuesday, but we'll be back next time, and we'll be back with the Burbs finally returning after the last time we tried to stream that got cut short by nature. So that should be fun. And for today's game, I am playing Hadzel, who is a Terraceman ferrochemist.
RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJS282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. I tweet there whenever I go live in any of my other games, but normally I'm here every other Saturday for both Mistborn and Star Power, and on Thursdays for Elegant Magics. But yeah, today I'm playing ZaKeer, who is a Conjure spy.
And Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I guess this is the exclusive only game that I'm in, so give me while you can. I'm playing Mouse, who is a misting Tenai.
And I am running this game. I'm Valiant the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Thursdays through Sundays, like Savannah. Run a couple of games. Neon Souls every Friday, or trying to be every Friday. We've had a lot of scheduled stuff over the last few months. We're playing a cyberpunk game using the Cypher system. That is wrapping up soon, so come join us for our couple of episode finale. And then here on Saturdays, other than Saturday Night's Mistborn, on alternating weeks, I run Saturday Night's Star Power. We're playing Fate in a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure inspired universe. So join us for that next week. But tonight I'm running this game as the narrator. Is everybody ready to get started? Alrighty. Previously on Saturday night's Mistborn, you started in a fight as Violette had encountered a shrouded figure on the roof of House Laurent, who appeared to be snooping or spying or planning an assassination. You're not sure, but you confronted them and were promptly attacked, leading to a Mistborn duel on the roof. Everybody hearing this commotion leapt into the fray however they could. Hadzel using their ferrochemical powers to propel themselves onto the roof beside Violette. Both of you engaging the attacker in tandem. ZaKeer attempting to rally the guards and bring them up the steps as well. Mouse using her tin-enhanced ears caught wind of another group that appeared to be infiltrating the manor from below, down near the front courtyards. Took a small contingent of the guards down there to cut them off before they were able to enter. Doing so successfully as the guards entered to find the Laurent staff or squadron guarding the front entrance to the home. They attempted to run, however, as they fled, you captured one of these thieves and were able to keep them for questioning. But before that happened, Violette and Hadzel, with the help of ZaKeer and the guards that had arrived on the roof, were able to defend against this Mistborn, who began to burn atium against you. You fought them off, repelled them away as you had suffered some casualties on the guards that were helping you in this attack, but you were able to reveal the identity of this attacker. As their cloak or their cowl fell away, you saw a shaved head and tattoos encircling their eyes, identifying them as an obligator. With that knowledge, you interrogated your prisoner below, who named himself Dirk. You tried to stay quiet and not give up any information to you, seeming to hold a distaste for the nobility. Violette was able to soothe this individual, not in the literal sense, but in the metaphorical sense, and convince them to help and tell you what was going on. Dirk said that he worked for a ska thieving crew led by a man named Sting, and had been with this crew for a little while, doing jobs in town to pay for his family who lived out in the countryside on a plantation. You convinced Dirk to give up his criminal ways, or at least the crime he was currently doing at this moment, maybe future crime that y'all are doing that he might help with, and join the Laurent House Guard. That you would pay him a considerable wage and enough to take care of his family. Dirk agreed. However, during the course of this conversation, you also learned that Dirk had no knowledge of this Mistborn on the roof, this Mistborn obligator, who seemed to not have any direct affiliation, as far as Dirk was aware, with the thieving crew that he was working with. Hadzel consulted his considerable knowledge, his copper mind, and through historical records and genealogy information that he has saved up, was able to identify this obligator as one formerly Lord Cedric Ilariel of House Ilariel, one of the I forgot what numbered son he was of the house.
It's
Gotta
born.
find it. Fifthborn. Thank you.
Fifthborn, Mistborn.
Fifthborn, Mistborn. I thought I had that in my notes somewhere, but I think I lost. There it is. Yeah, fifth son of House Valariel, who had turned to the ministry, as he would not inherit anything from his house, given his position. With that knowledge in mind, you begin to come up with a plan for how to deal with the fact that an obligator now knows that Hadzel is a ferrochemist, that Violette is a Mistborn, and the numerous other things that he may have heard in the time he was spying on your estate. And that's where we left off with the group, leaving with one after-credit sequence where we saw Cedric returning to his obligator duties at one of the soothing stations in the city, where he was confronted by a Steel Inquisitor. He seemed to lie to the Steel Inquisitor about his duties and what he was doing, and the Steel Inquisitor asked him to join him, that they had some business to discuss. But none of that is known by our crew as we pick up here today. So, we talked about this last time because y'all have earned a considerable amount of advancements at this point from the first two sessions. But you have some planning to do, so we can jump into a breather if y'all want, but I'm giving the option right now before I take us into a long breather, if there's any sort of actions you want to take. As things stand, you have this Ska thieving crew, you have a ball coming up in a few days, and you have Hadzel's identity, which might be in danger. I want to set up with like a scene with all of you kind of reconvening maybe the next day, as it was fairly late or early, depending on your perspective, when everything sort of wrapped up the night before. Maybe we gather in the late morning, back in the dining hall after a bit of breakfast has been served. I assume Sacha and ZaKeer having taken up their new residence in House Laurent.
Yeah, I'm definitely wearing one of the branded bathrobes that they have on offer, for sure.
Definitely available in every guest room.
It's totally Violette's uncle's bathrobe.
Can have it. I don't care.
So you're all in this, we'll say, unless anybody wants to be elsewhere, we can begin with...
If Alex is okay with it, I don't think ZaKeer and Hadzel got any sleep last night. ZaKeer was questioning Hadzel and getting to know him a lot better.
Oh yeah, because we had been kind of planning like maybe ZaKeer would kind of pretend to be Hadzel and like very publicly leave the city, right?
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
Furtively, but, it looked like he's attempting to sneak out, but then also be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Publicly.
Yeah.
Okay, but then sneak back, so... Okay.
Which I've got enough in my bronze metal mind that, I'm not gonna be losing out on sleep anytime soon.
Don't need to sleep. You can store sleep?
Wakefulness in the bronze.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
will say-
bronze metal minds.
You can avoid this by expending from your metal mind, but I will say for ZaKeer, if you go the evening without sleeping, you will suffer a burden for that. So you will be able to remove this burden when you do get some sleep, but I will give you a serious burden of sleep deprived currently.
Makes sense.
Thought this was supposed to be escapism.
In this game? That's funny.
Well, I think I've gathered enough information from Hadzel to make a passable facsimile.
We'll have to do. Now there's the matter of, do I remain hidden here, or should I find somewhere else to lie low until ZaKeer returns, having exfiltrated the city?
I mean, I can ask around and kind of see. I bet we can find some sort of safe house for you in the meantime. I mean, but here might be just as safe too. So we don't get any more unsavory visitors.
So, if they are going to report me, they will come looking here. So, perhaps I should, for at least a few days, be elsewhere.
All right, I can check on that today. Track something down for you.
If the plan is to spend a couple of days trying to lie low and cover for Hadzel and try to create some sort of diversion here, if there's nothing that you immediately wanted to do against this Scott thieving crew or any other like direct actions you want to take, this might be a good time to do the breather, and we can narrate out what happens if. So based on my understanding of the plan, ZaKeer is taking on Hadzel's appearance the best that ZaKeer can without a body. And then
Technically, there are 2 Ska guards that have been...
Yeah, but you don't have like Hadzel's body.
You don't. So again, the way that the game kind of justifies this is by spending a significant amount of time with them and being like intimately familiar with the target of your mimicry. You can make up for some of that. It's not perfect, but it's enough to like be able to pass as them in conversation and stuff. You might just have to like obscure your appearance a little bit to make up for some of the irregularities in your look. So that was my understanding, is that ZaKeer is gonna try to mimic them the best they can, leave the city, and then fly back as an owl to make it look like Hadzel has left Luthadel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a good was there, or do we want to go ahead and call this a breather then, while we kind of gloss over and see how that plays out?
I'm good with it.
Okay. So, again, the way that the breathers work is it's essentially it's downtime that we can kind of gloss over some less exciting and less dynamic points of the story. You know, things like this where you are kind of waiting and seeing what happens. What we can... I can go ahead and narrate that, but the other part that we can go ahead and do on the forefront of this is you can do recovery. This is when you can recover your lost resiliences. You can spend standings for things if you want to buy any gear or call in any favors, anything like that. This is a good time to do that. Keepers get to charge their metal mines. And we can kind of play out how this all kind of comes down a little bit. So is there anything... Let's do standings first. Let's do advancements first, and then I'll go around the group and see what everybody's doing during these couple of days. So
advancements on in the PDF.
At 121 is where it starts the page about spending advancements and what you can spend them on.
Gotcha.
122 is the actual list. So what is... I want to know what everybody is going to buy, how they're improving their character during this downtime. If anything.
Okay. I think I'm gonna get a new stunt, but I can't remember which one, so I need to look at the list again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need
It's called.
Powers of stunts are found on page 260.
I picked a stunt.
Okay. What stunt are you taking?
It's called It's a zinc stunt. It's called Humiliating Hysteria.
Okay.
Whoa.
Which is intense. It is when flaring zinc, you can attack reputation instead of willpower.
Okay.
And so every round you win, the person that you're attacking, it says, with every round one representing the bad name your target acquires due to his or her erratic behavior. An ultimate victory representing everyone cutting the target off, at least for the time being.
I like that. Okay.
So you can riot someone's emotions and attack their reputation instead of...
And make them act super erratic to make people not want to associate with them. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like
that was awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Want to improve my rating in one of my metals, but I don't know which one to do. I'm leaning towards steel, which is physical speed.
What are your ratings of some of your medals?
I'm
Are they
at
all the
3
same?
in all of them.
3? Okay.
We can only do one advancement per long rest, right? Or long breather.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
You make only one improvement to your hero during each breather, no matter how long the breather lasts.
Because I have 2 that I'm looking at right now. And that's either Chimera, which would basically let me replicate something from another form that I have. So I could get the owl to talk, or I could give the human body owl wings.
Oh. Okay.
Or
Would they be like owl-sized winged, or would they be people-sized wings?
I think they would be like... I think I could choose. It doesn't really say. But,
As much as I love the idea of the tiny owl-sized
teeny
wings, that does seem less useful.
It does.
Or I could do a fast replication. Each time you replicate a target, the process is 2 hours shorter than normal. If this reduces your replication time to less than 1 hour, it takes a number of minutes equal to the target's physique instead.
Okay. So the more times you transform into somebody, the quicker you can do it. Okay.
It just initially I can just quickly swap around my face or whatever to replicate the person. It just brings the overall time down.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I don't know if you want to pick that now or think on it for a bit more.
I might think about that more. That's
Okay. Yeah,
Ooh.
Hadzel.
Just part of this is still not fully understanding the ferrochemical rules, but
Yes.
still, if other people have ideas or suggestions for which metal to improve, because I can do senses with tin, which I think I decided I have a smelling tin mind. Pewter is strength, iron is weight, steel is physical speed, copper is knowledge, but I still haven't quite figured out what charges mean for that, because I can put it back into the metal mind anyway.
Yeah.
Bronze is wakefulness, zinc is mental speed, and brass is warmth. Which
I will say from a narrative perspective, or maybe more of a gameplay perspective, while tin could be useful, also having a tin eye in the group, maybe go towards something else to help kind of create some more unique
for sure
skill suites for y'all.
You didn't really get into the fight last time, but there's potential for future fights.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a pewter might be good.
Yeah, because I know Violette used some pewter last time as well. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm going towards steel because becoming a speedy boy is one thing that I don't think any of you can replicate.
Gotta go fast.
There are stunts that I could take to do that, but I probably won't.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's gonna take me a long time to level up metals because now they're all at 3 except for steel, which is now 4.
Yeah, and it still costs you 5 to do, right?
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it cost me 6 too as an Allomancer.
Yeah, increase
could-
the power rating to 6.
Yeah, but I start at 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only got the one.
To answer your question, Alex, the only thing I'm seeing right now for your copper rating and what that affects is how fast you are able to store information in your copper
Okay.
mines. So the maximum number of charges you may store in any hour is equal to your copper rating or your wit score -1, whichever is lower.
Okay. And let's see, my wits -1 is currently 3. So right now they're the same.
Okay. That would be the reason to increase it, as if it was the lower of the two,
Okay.
and you wanted to be able to store in your copper mine faster. I don't see any other way you're rating. And then also increasing your copper rating if you are trying to recall information to pass a test or something, your rating would help you there.
Yeah.
Okay. What are Sacha, I know you don't, since you weren't here the last session, you don't have as many points. Is there any advancement that you were thinking about getting today, though?
I don't think I have any advancements.
You should have
But
done something the first session.
other than no, because I had lots of distractions and I bailed halfway through. I think that's
right.
So,
You didn't have.
Yeah. So I'll just consider. Is there stunt for well fed? Can I take a well fed stunt? Maybe cozy robe.
Yeah, we can make that. We can make cozy robe a
Edit.
advancement.
Nice.
So,
I'm square.
Inventory.
I'm square then.
my third option, which would make ZaKeer a fucking tank, is quick regeneration. Where is it? Fast route. No, where is it? I just saw it. The fuck. No. God damn it. Fast durable form.
Oh, we'll get back to ZaKeer in a second. Mouse, is there anything you're wanting to take?
I think I'm gonna get the slow burning tin.
Okay.
Stunt, so allows me to double my burn rate.
Nice. Because tin already burns really slow. How long
Yeah.
does that? Would that?
So
put it
now
at?
it'll be, let's see, and it'll be double, so it'll be 2 hours. It'll burn tin
Per
for that
charge.
long. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I could take this a second time in the future, so I could up it to 4 hours. If I
That would be a
wanted to.
very long time because like you have like 3 charges per vial or something
Yeah.
like that.
So just
Okay.
noticing all of the
It's like-
things. Lose my mind.
So, I found it. Regeneration. You may quickly close wounds on your body so long as you're not incapacitated at 0 health. You may reduce your willpower by any amount to increase your health by the same amount. I currently have 15 in willpower.
Okay. That would also be very interesting to see how that turns out in gameplay. So I guess the idea there is that if you get to the point where you have depleted your will enough to stay alive, that you would lose your kind of grip on control in reality.
On
Because
the
I know one of the
body.
things, yeah, because that's big for Khandra is when they gain the ability to sort of control themselves and gain like sentience. So maybe you turn back into a mist wraith almost.
Just retreat home and just rest for a while.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, y'all can think on things if you don't have to necessarily make your decision right now. Just before we finish up the breather. So we'll say the breather is going to last the next 2 days while we are waiting to see how this plays out. ZaKeer is able to leave under the guise of Hadzel that next morning. Leaves the city and returns, I assume using one of the the guards' bodies as sort of the basis for that, leaving those bones outside the city, and then returning via owl. Hadzel, I assume you're staying at House Laurent during this time?
I think if Mouse can find a safe house for Hadzel to be at,
Yeah,
somewhere
Okay.
other
talk to my
than-
network of people and see if we can just find somewhere we can stick them for a while, where no one will come looking.
Because in the worst case, that they bring a bunch of Steel Inquisitors to House Laurent and tear it apart and is like, where's the keeper?
Yeah.
Not here, obviously.
Finders keepers.
Losers die.
Boo.
That's my favorite new phrase. Good job.
So I was debating whether we maybe. So I don't really have like a safe house like in general yet, but it is something you might be able to leverage some resources for. I was looking to see if the book had anything on that.
So I guess one other kind of question here is like, when using House Laurent's resources, does that come from Violette? Does it come from Hadzel? Does it come from some other source?
So everyone has their own resources stat. That would be your personal resources to pull from. As far as using, because what are Violette's resources right now? Or what is Violette's resources right now?
4.
Okay. And then just looking to see.
Yeah, or maybe if it's not like a safe house, just like maybe somewhere he could be like
Yeah.
undercover, just like maybe like just posing as like a worker or something like.
Essentially, the way I'll let you guys know, the way that resources works is that if you want to buy something, there's a difficulty assigned to being able to buy that thing. You roll equal to your resources skill. If you beat that difficulty, you get that thing, and your resources drops by 1, which then you can recover on a breather.
Okay, because that was the way we were supposed to do it in that like the first time we did it, and we
Yes.
just kind of did it wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So I was looking at like what I would assign a difficulty to, like buying a or like bribing or getting like a safe house, and that would probably be a pretty high difficulty. I might put that like at a 4. Yeah, I'd probably put that at a 4. So you can try to do that if you wanted to. I was looking to see if you can pool resources, but I don't see anything about pooling resources. So I'll look into that, but I don't see any. I don't
Okay.
see anything for that currently.
Yeah.
Because I think it would make sense to be able to, like, say somebody else could drop their resources by 1 to give somebody else an extra die on their rolls to account for that.
Yeah, because I don't personally have a lot of resources, but I do have like, I am street smart and like an informant, so like I know a lot of people in the city, and so like have connections.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can find a place for Hadzel to lie low. Whether it might be with like Twist or
Oh yeah.
or somebody else, one of your other contacts that you get just to kind of keep Hadzel safe for the next 2 days.
Mhm.
Do you have any ideas for that, or do we want to just Anything interesting that might add to the story, or do you want to just say you find a place?
I should have thought about this. I kind of like the idea of bringing like Twist back in. Because yeah, I didn't have anything in otherwise like
Oh,
in
I
particular.
have a good idea for this then.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have to. Well, we can play it out a little bit. Is it interesting to play out or just to do in description? I think we'll just do it in description. Twist will do it, but you will owe Twist a favor.
Ooh, all right. Favors.
Yeah, I think she says that she has something coming up that you might be able to help with. So she will let you know when the time comes.
Okay, I like it.
All right. But Hadzel has maybe there's like a carpenter shop or something, and you stay in the upstairs, like one of the upstairs bedrooms there, or storerooms, and you're given enough food for those 2 days to lie low and do your thing. Violette, Sacha, anything you guys wanted to do during this time? Or just resting and recovering?
I think just resting.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause didn't you get like a black eye or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I have a
I
burden.
think with the serious burdens, you can recover those during this time. Let me check. All right. Burdens. You recover naturally 1 resilience per day. Additionally, short breather, you recover half of any lost health. Grave or serious breathers slowly fade or help by long breathers. Each time a character spends a long breather doing nothing but recuperating in an appropriate fashion, a serious or grave burden severity lessens by 1 degree. So grave burden becomes serious, serious burden is lost. So if you just spend this time resting, you can get rid of your black eye.
Cool. You kind of glossed over the healing part.
Oh, the healing part. Yeah, I forgot some of you are down health. If you need to recover a resilience, you can do so. You recover half of any lost health, rounded up, during a short breather. Oh, no. During a long breather, you recover all lost health, reputation, and willpower. So, it's only during short breathers that we have to do math.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
just
good.
back up to full. All right. Anything else? I know RJ had to step away, so is there anything else anybody wanted to do during this time or play out?
Just trying to figure out the math for recovering metal mines during
Restoring.
long breather.
Yeah.
It says the maximum number of charges a Ferrochemist may store in a long breather is equal to 30 times their normal maximum, as described in the previous section. But it doesn't clearly say what the maximum is.
What page are you on?
That's on 281. And I know on 279, there's a lot of maximum number of charges per hour, but I don't know if that's what they mean. Either way, I think 30 times whatever should be enough for me to max out my metal mines again, but
yeah.
it should be at least 90 if I'm understanding things right.
Okay, because we're taking. This
my
is a long one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the maximum charges figure may tap from the mine per action is equal to rating times 10 with the metal. It's determined by the size of your metal mine.
which I just went with the assumption that they are. 'Cause where is that section? There's somewhere that says kind of how big the metal mines are. That's on 282. I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're all average, so capacity of 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can take up to 100, and in one long breather, you can store up to 90.
Right, but
Mhm.
because of
Okay.
something in the previous section, it says character who enters play with fair chemical powers might start with up to 30 times his rating and charges, which I just went ahead and did. I know we didn't actually discuss that,
Okay,
but
so
that's
you started the game with 30 already.
with 90 and everything.
Oh, 90.
This is very complicated. I'm trying to get through this. Why did they make this so complicated?
Complicated world, and they're trying to mathify it.
Yeah, the maximum number of stored charges that might be tapped. Okay, that's not what we need. We're looking at storing metals, storing breathers. 30 times his or her normal maximum, as described in the previous section.
Where in the previous section?
Okay, so for each full hour, Ferrochem spent storing the number of charges or added the metal might equal the character's rating in that metal, or up to the limit described in each metal's chapter, whichever is lower. That I think is your maximum.
Okay, so I need
So
to
it's
go to
30
each.
times. Yeah, so whatever your rating is a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the metal and see whichever one you're trying to store into during this breather.
Okay, but again, these mention maximum number of charges you may store in an hour, and so we're doing this over a long breather.
The long breather is 30 times your normal maximum, which normally would be, which I think the best way to do this is just say it's your rating.
Okay.
If your
Yeah,
rating is
it says
3,
rating
Yeah.
on page 449.
Yeah.
It says store up 30 times their chemical rate.
Yeah. So you can store up to 90 distributed
Okay.
amongst your metals during a breather.
Okay. Now I'm looking at this page that Morgan found
Yeah.
about long
It's
breathers.
got a couple examples too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's enough crunch talk for right
Maths.
now. So
Crunch
let's
Talk
get
sounds like a cereal podcast.
it does.
Oh,
Putting TM.
Cereal podcast. Very popular.
Yeah. We just came up. Can we cut this out of the stream when it goes up, Savannah, so that nobody steals this idea?
It's just like bee.
You're gonna try to take down the empty bowl?
Yes.
But wait, what about a breakfast podcast called The Homebrew?
Oh.
TM.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a beer podcast?
Well, we can have it. Well,
Well,
it could be
coffee's
like
brewed, too.
coffee brewed. So we could do like a whole brunch
Coffee,
network, really.
beer,
Yeah,
and
we could
D&D.
do. Could do a brunch network. Okay, we'll workshop this
Put
later.
a pin in that.
So,
Coming soon.
the next 2 days pass resting. Was there anything? I think RG, you're the only one who wasn't here. Besides ZaKeer's initial mission, nothing else that ZaKeer wanted to do.
Probably after that, go and when he comes back, find Dirk and speak to him for a few hours.
Okay. Trying to get to know Dirk a little bit. I think given the relationship that y'all have established at this point, I don't think it'll require any rolling to get to know Dirk at this point, because I think he's fairly trusting of your group now. Get him set up as a guard, has a nice cushy job, place to sleep, and is getting paid a decent amount. Violette, one of the things you had also talked about is like getting some sort of care package put together and sent to Dirk's home. So do you deliver that to Dirk so he can have the
Yes.
have it? Okay. So you do that, fulfilling that promise, and he takes that gladly and has it makes his own arrangements for having it delivered to his family so he can maintain the secrecy of their current location. The 2 days pass in tension as you are waiting at any point for a knock at the door, a obligator to show up, or even worse, an inquisitor. However, as time passes and that tension rises, there's no disruptions during this time. Mouse, I assume you kind of keep an ear to the ground, see if any rumors are spreading of people looking for a keeper, specifically
Definitely.
Hadzel. Nothing. Nothing comes up. No mentions from obligators or arising. No investigations forthcoming. It is quiet and normal during this time period.
Suspicious.
It doesn't seem like any of that information, if it was if the obligator you all sparred with made that information public, it does not seem that the ministry has done anything with it yet. But no one comes looking for Hadzel, nor any of you.
Can't tell if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
Why don't both?
Why don't both? Mass would probably like try to visit Hadzel like once or twice. Maybe bring him some books to read from the. Because he likes smart stuff. Maybe he'll want to read some books while he's hanging out.
Yeah, though I think at times as you come in, you find him in the midst of storing various attributes. So I think which would be the most interesting for you to see him doing. I think you come as he is storing up some of his brass. So he is you come in, it's probably a seasonably warm day or whatever, and yet Hadzel is like bundled up in the blankets he's been provided and is shivering.
It's chilly.
Yeah.
Coming down with something?
No, I am. One moment, please. And then you see him concentrate for a second and then throws off the blankets and seems fine again. I was storing some warmth for future use.
Oh, so it's kind of like taken from now so you can use it later.
Indeed.
Huh. I brought you some more books if you want. Haven't heard anything yet.
That is curious. I have been doing some thinking myself, and we'll discuss this with the others when I return, but I wonder if perhaps this Lord, well, not a Lord anymore, if this Cedric is not perhaps doing some freelance work, as it were. Has some personal motives in all this.
I mean, probably that's a good thing.
Until he comes and extorts us for the knowledge that he has, but I suppose there's little we can do until then.
Yeah, well. Do you need any more blankets? You're gonna keep getting chilly.
Oh, I am just about all topped up on body heat, but thank you.
Anything else? Does Hadzel go ahead and returning the next day, or?
Yeah, and would do it under cover of darkness. But I think perhaps one day, maybe as Sacha's heading to or emerging from the bath, Hadzel is just there and commanding the servants as he normally does, and just nods back. I have returned. I trust you have enjoyed your stay thus far.
Of course, very much. As you can see, this is an excellent robe. Who takes care of the robe situations here? Who supplies that? Do you know?
Well, I do believe that is one of Master. What's the jerk uncle name? What's his
Yoda?
name?
Renaud.
No?
Renaud.
Okay. What's wrong?
That is one of Master Renaud's robes, but he does not seem to keep very good track of them.
Well, is it to my benefit, it seems, this time. It's a little tight, though. Around the... It's a short bathrobe. That's it. It's just shorts. It's a new style, I guess. They have what provinces they come from? I don't remember. The Lawrence.
You said they came from the west?
I guess they do like their short bathrobes over there. But you know what? When in Rome, or in this case, I guess when Romans come over to visit your place and take over your ancestral homeland, and your house that you grew up in, and that's where I measured my height at one point. That's how I thought I was, but I'm not anymore. But where I say Romans do, as they say, there's no Romans here. Whatever is appropriate for this
Not
place.
familiar with these Romans, but I believe I take your meaning. And yes, Master Renaud is rather short but stout, so I can see why the dimensions of the robe are perhaps a little awkward.
But I'm talking about myself. How are you? How are you doing? It's been a while since I've been betrayed by you. How are you?
Once again, may I remind you, Master Sacha, that you sold my services to House Laurent. But
can you sell devotion? Can you sell love? Don't answer that. We'll go to a different scene.
I believe we will be meeting for a meal today to discuss matters. I will see you then.
If it's a meal, I will be there.
Speaking of Lord Renaud Laurent, Violette, where does Violette find herself on this afternoon?
I think she's still trying to pick a dress.
For the ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like whether either a black and blue one or a white and gold one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's the same dress.
It's the same dress.
She's got two gowns laid out, and it's just like...
As you are looking over the dresses and your handmaids are laying them out in front of you and removing ones that you don't want to see and then putting them back when you want to see them again, the door swings open and striding in abruptly is your uncle. Oh, Violette, I've been looking for you.
Well, here I am. You could
Yes.
knock.
My apologies. Knocks on the door. The open door. May I come in?
Yes.
Right. May we speak privately for a moment? Gestures to the handmaids.
Yes, alright. Go have some lunch.
They bow and quickly leave the room, closing the door. Right. I have two matters to discuss. First, any news of developments on my attempted assassination earlier in the week?
No, Uncle. Nothing.
Still very perturbing to think that somebody is so, I suppose, jealous of our recent success here in Luthadel. They would take such drastic actions after we so recently entered the city. Very disturbing indeed.
Mm.
Well, I have taken steps to replace the guards that were unfortunately dispatched the other night. The other addition you added to the staff seems competent enough. And I have spoken at length with Captain Ocean to confirm that such a tragedy will not happen again.
I am sure that was very productive.
Yes, I believe so. I think she understands the gravity of the situation and the threat that it poses on her current position within our guard. But, despite this, I believe we have the appropriate precautions in place, and I am currently seeking further employ to bolster our defenses. But on this subject, I believe you are attempting or intending to attend the Venture Ball later in the week, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
While you are there, I suggest that you make every effort to secure us some alliances within the city. Find who is willing to partner with us and, well, secure our position here. I will take care of the arrangements, of course, the business end. But considering you will be present, and that you are of an age where we should be considering matches, it would be important to keep this in mind while you're present, and not simply dally about.
Yes, Uncle. I am very familiar with the function of bolts, parties,
Yes.
etc. As I am usually the one going to them.
Well, these Luthadel events are not the same as they were in the countryside. More sophisticated. More at stake. I wish to make sure that you are up to the task.
And how do you plan on judging this?
Well, I assume this conversation will suffice to confirm the gravity of the situation. Do you feel that you're lacking, that I should acquire into more tutorship?
No.
Well then, I trust you not to sully the name of our house.
I would never.
Good. I believe you should wear the blue dress. Turns on his heel, uses his cane to walk briskly out of the room. The handmaids return.
Puts the blue one away.
Yes, ma'am. They take the blue one.
Gold it is.
The day wears on. Evening falls. A meal is prepared, which Violette and Lord Renaud partake of, I imagine, as part of their normal dining routine. I'm sort of imagining the way that most of this takes place is you eat dinner with your uncle as you're expected to. He excuses himself for the evening. Everybody else comes in to eat and plan and stuff.
Yeah.
Has Sacha been? Are you trying to keep Sacha's presence here kind of under wraps, or is he dining with you and Lord Renaud is aware of his presence?
Which one would he hate more? I don't
imagine that he'd love to have a disgraced former noble wearing his bathrobe.
I don't think she's trying to hide it.
Okay. So, Lord David is given the position at the table and eats according to his station. I imagine,
As it were.
as it were. I imagine it's a bit of. What is Violette explain, or how has she explained the situation to your uncle?
Think. Because we had talked about it before, and I think we had said that we were going to try to pass him off as like a cousin
Yes.
or something. So I think she does that because I
your
don't
son.
I don't think Renaud like she could pass him off as like a second cousin. He'd be like, yeah, okay, probably. Like,
Okay. So, does Sacha?
Am I
is
aware of this?
yeah.
This subterfuge? Okay.
Do you? So, does he know? Is Sacha going by a different name as far as like different house name? Have you made one up for these purposes? I know we just took a while to get to David as your actual house name.
What do you think? Violette. Do I have a different surname?
Probably.
Because Lord Renaud would be aware of House David, as he was probably the one that orchestrated a lot of the purchases when they were selling off their belongings and servants and stuff to House Laurent.
Do a fake name then.
Okay. What name?
Oh my gosh.
Because this is also going to be
Names
what
generator.
Sacha is. This is probably also going to be what Sasha is going by, like at the balls and stuff too. Like this will be his cover.
It's a good French sounding name.
I can look one up if you need to.
Velour?
Oh,
Velour?
that's fun.
I think it's, I think she won Drag Race, Sasha Velour. She did, yes.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. She won Drag
Great.
Race.
Yep.
All Stars. It was good. Good season.
Then we'll go with that. How do you spell Velour?
Velour.
Yeah. Perfect. All right.
And so it's Sacha Velour. We're not changing Sacha's first name.
Nah, we'll keep
I was
that
thinking
thing.
for simplicity, we'll keep the first name.
We'll keep the same thing because also it's like a John. It's like a John.
Yeah,
There's lots of Johns.
We'll do
Gex.
some hand waving that that maybe everyone would recognize. It's like, oh, Sacha, who's looks the same, and like that. Yeah, we'll kind of hand wave that a little bit.
It's like, oh, you got conspicuous scars, just like another Sasha I know.
Well, how many people
well.
know that Sacha David got those scars?
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, I was thinking that's most of probably what is going to cover for Sasha's identity is like the scarring and stuff. Like people aren't gonna put that together because I don't think Sacha has been seen in public since the attack.
Oh, probably not.
So
At
At least
I was
not
thinking,
noble public.
Not noble public.
Other than maybe a few select people that might recognize specifically ones that were involved in the attack, but nobody, most people that you're going to run into at the balls are not going to be aware of that.
Probably some people that left me unread, or maybe that I left unread. But look, we're talking about letters, of course. They didn't know.
Yeah. So we don't necessarily need to play anything out. Yeah, I think Lord Renaud is incompetent enough to just buy into this. Okay, cousin. Probably takes as a good sign that you will have a cousin to escort you to the venture ball at the end of the week and have somebody to watch out for you. Makes those arrangements.
That's such a I don't know. This is a thing I don't relate with. Like, oh, I'm so glad you have your cousin to go with you. Like, that's never been a thing I've ever heard in my entire life. All right, that's it. That's all. Sorry.
The dinner continues, wraps up. Renaud excuses himself, and at which point, after the doors close and he leaves, the serving staff withdraws with some of the food, but not all of it. Hadzel makes the arrangements for ZaKeer and Mouse to join, I assume.
Just in the middle of the day, there's a pecking at one of the windows.
Is that? That's probably goes over the window.
Can't imagine another bird would be so rude as to peck at the windows.
Is it the owl? Are you the owl right now, ZaKeer?
I must say, so when it's ZaKeer, the timing is always impeccable. Thank you.
Opens the window for ZaKeer.
The silent wings landing on like a table, looking at everyone like very self-pleased.
Yeah, you can like use the doors and stuff. I mean, not as an owl, but you can.
Silently gestures with wings.
All right. Anyways, I've been listening around, and nobody's mentioned Hadzel. There's been no talk about a keeper from anybody that I've heard. So
That's probably good. Yes.
yeah, I mean,
Mostly. This makes me believe, as I discussed with Mistress Mouse during one of her visits, that perhaps this Cedric Lario is planning to make use of this knowledge for his own personal gain. So, well, perhaps we should not expect Inquisitors to come knocking on our door. We should perhaps expect him to ask something of us, blackmail us in some capacity. Perhaps it'll happen at the ball.
That is the best place for it to happen, in my experience, of course. It's just I don't know. It's like potatoes and gravy and blackmail and balls. It goes together so well.
The obligators are a major portion of the noble balls, so that nobility may conduct business and have it witnessed.
so if he's there at the thing, do we just ignore him or what? Let him come to us, or do we make move? There's no guarantee he's going to be there, but like you said, there's a chance.
Do not believe it would be wise to move against him yet, and certainly not in such an open capacity as at a ball. We should be prepared for him to reach out to, most likely, Mistress Violette.
All right. I wonder what he wants.
Can't imagine it is anything good if he is keeping knowledge from me. secret from the Steel Inquisition, the Steel Ministry. But whatever it is he does ask, I will do my best to bear the most of it.
There's also that other thieving crew, one that Dirk was from. Don't know if they're connected or not.
Can't imagine it was a coincidence that they both attacked on the same night. So Dirk probably was unaware of the connection, but if we could talk with this Sting, perhaps he might know something.
Is that the kind of thing we should do before or after the ball? I don't know what one of these
How
things
many
are
more
actually
days
like.
until the ball?
I'll say it's day after tomorrow.
So I suppose it depends how bluntly we want to approach Sting's crew. Could either have you attempt to infiltrate it as a member, or we could go in with some muscle and demand answers.
Have you been storing up muscles? You do that?
I can, but I was thinking more Mistress Violette will be a more effective weapon in that regard.
That's true.
They both have their merits. It's really a matter of finding him.
I mean, we got the location.
Cool.
Stake it out and see.
I suppose it might be good to go into this party with that information at hand.
Alright, so maybe I could go. Wasn't it like a. It was like a butcher shop or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. What's like the front?
You could also have Master ZaKeer here accompany you. Either as... Would ZaKeer have explained to us that he was talking with Dirk so that he could try and copy him? RJ?
Sorry, what?
Would ZaKeer have told us that he was spending time with Dirk so that he would be able to imitate him?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
After he had gone back.
Yep. So
Okay.
ZaKeer could either go as Dirk and make an introduction for Mouse, or use another form and show up as another crew member.
So we kind of infiltrate and see if we can find things. That sounds like a kind of thing that might take a while, though. I don't know. I'm not particularly accustomed to this kind of spying up close and, interacting with people like that, but it's worth a shot. We just don't know how much information we can get in a day and a half, 2 days.
If we go the slow infiltration route, we will be unlikely to get anything of use before the ball. So I suppose it is up to Mistress Violette, what do you think? Whether we should attempt to slowly build up trust or go in and conscript their services?
Well, neither is really a safe option.
But also try buying them out.
This is true.
We don't know what kind of coin they were getting paid, but
I suppose we could find out. That would be the quickest way, most likely.
Then it could potentially secure their services for future endeavors.
True. Let us send them a message then.
alright, so we go in. We ask them what the heck they were doing here. Or sort of hired them, or figure out they're connected to what's his face, Cedric. We can offer him coin or something more dramatic, I'll say. But hopefully they'll go more willingly. Though they did just sort of leave Dirk behind. So I don't know how loyal they are.
Probably not very.
A lot of politics stuff. Not very good at this. I'm good at passing on information, not necessarily sussing out how to go about getting it.
Everyone talks for the right place. So, are we all going? Or shall we send an envoy?
Show of strength may serve to reinforce the idea that working with us is their best option.
Alright.
Want to show yourself as that strength, Violette, or should we have ZaKeer? How big can you make yourself? Could you like look like somebody pretty rough?
Woo!
I forgot you're still now.
Knocks twice on the desk with a talon for yes.
I mean, yeah, ZaKeer and I can go ahead, kind of scope it out. Tell them that you want to meet.
It's a good idea. And we can perhaps convince them to meet on neutral ground. Still a bit of a power play, showing we know where they are located.
Yeah, that sounds smart. Could suggest a couple places.
Right. Really good.
All right. So, Mouse and ZaKeer planning on delivering a message for a meeting with Sting's crew and arranging it for like the following evening or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We will go ahead and take our break here. and then we'll come back to deliver the message, have the meeting, and then maybe get started on the ball, depending on how things go. So, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back in a few minutes to see where this goes as our plot thickens. Stay tuned, take a break, get some water, stretch, all the good stuff. Take care of yourself, and we will see you back here very, very soon. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We're ready to get back into it. So, where we left off before, your plan right now is that a few of you are going to go deliver a message to the Ska thieving crew leader, Sting, and arrange a meeting where you can potentially buy, bribe, or threaten their services and find out who hired them to attack you. So who is going again? I think we said Mouse and ZaKeer, maybe?
ZaKeer is Dirk.
Okay, ZaKeer's going as Dirk.
Oh, you're going as Dirk. Okay.
Okay.
And then maybe Sacha, some muscle?
Sacha wants to go too, provide a little bit of...
Also, maybe be the one to talk? Potentially? I don't know.
I don't know who we...
To Ska? To Ska? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's true. There's Ska too. Okay. Yeah, so
Just
probably
looking over
not.
people's charm here.
My charm's pretty good.
I think it is good for help to talk to help.
Okay.
I don't think you should be coming along on this one.
That's a good Dirk voice.
That was a good Dirk voice. Is Sacha going as a noble, or is kind of grunging down a little bit to just
question of the hour.
Look beefy and muscly?
You tell me. I don't know what's happening, but I'm I want to. I don't know. I'm really just All I'm gonna be doing is eating in a bathrobe and in one of the guest rooms, and just really.
If you don't come, that's what you're doing.
Really scarfing down some snacks. So if y'all need me for something, sure, let's go. Let's get out.
Okay, then.
Gotta let some of this breathe out there, I guess.
Gotta take the rope off sometime.
Yeah. If you have, if you wanted to, Sasha's not gonna think through this. If you want to dress me up, I can play dress up. I did it all childhood, so let's go for it.
Yeah, if we're going where we're going, you probably should not be wearing that. Let me.
What?
Is there anything underneath the robe?
I don't think so.
All right then. Well, okay. I'll be right back.
Just a hand goes over Mouse's eyes as ZaKeer ushers her out.
Well then. Yeah, and it's probably gonna get some basic clothes from some of the staff, probably a little ash stained.
Yeah.
With something to help him blend in with the Ska, because I'm assuming ZaKeer's got stuff, because he's got a few other.
ZaKeer could also.
He's got a couple
probably...
other bodies and things he can.
Yeah.
Drop.
And if I can also take meta into this world, I would also like to have a pint of gelato or something that I'm bringing throughout this whole thing as we wander through the city.
Yeah, that good Luthadel gelato.
Ash flavored.
We're known for.
You joke, but I think there actually is.
Like carbon stuff.
Yeah, I think I've actually had some kind of ash and mint chocolate ice cream before.
Oh dear.
That's all
Ew.
they sell in
Something like
Elizabeth.
Just half of it is ash. Just frozen
Yeah.
ash.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, ZaKeer's able to maybe like borrow some clothes from Dirk to kind of make this a
In jerk size.
Just
yeah.
Dirk seeing Dirk. What?
Just turns, walks the other way. The mental dissonance, like ears ringing as he sees
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, because it's probably like really close, but just like slightly enough off that you're
Yeah.
just like, that is not me, but it looks like me. Ah,
Yeah, the uncanny valley.
that would, yeah.
is very bad.
Oh, that's terrifying.
People aren't used to seeing themselves not reversed image. So it's
Yeah.
probably
Yes.
like
Yeah, it's like that too. Okay.
Yeah.
God, if I could add a flaw to fucking ZaKeer, it would be Ditto Face.
Oh no. Everything's perfect but ditto face.
Just
Ditto
the
face.
2 dots.
the smile.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying. So you get Sacha disguised, ZaKeer disguised himself as Dirk. We can go ahead and kind of cut forward. So I was assuming maybe you were meeting like earlier in the day, like where like they would definitely be at their hold during the day, because they probably wouldn't have any jobs they were doing. It would probably be in the evening. You can guess that that's where Sting would probably be. Dirk's giving you the directions to where their lair
Real
is. Real Dirk has given you the directions to their lair in the slums. Did I say before what kind of like business was the front?
The
I don't
butcher.
remember.
Shop.
It was a butcher
Butcher
because
shop.
it's yeah.
Yeah. So
Either
you
that or Ruth Mandela affected it into being.
That being
No.
I wrote it down.
That
Okay.
seems right.
Okay.
But I was making up a lot of bullshit in the last session.
You said it was a butcher shop
Yes.
east of the town square.
Quarter mile
God.
east of the square.
Yeah.
Why did I get so specific?
But you did.
And the crew has 8 people at most that Dirk has ever seen, but assumes they were on multiple jobs independently
it
from
out
other parts
there.
of the crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex, you just want to run this part for me because
They're
I
all
don't
things that you
have
said.
One of that in my notes.
That's as much as I have.
Okay. You arrive at the butcher shop east of the square that Dirk has pointed you in the direction of, and yeah, I mean it's a ska butcher shop is not. It's not the best.
Are there a bunch of like cats in the window? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, no, there's no like meat on like display really. I mean, it's a board. It's like there's not like a big window out front and stuff. It is a
Okay.
like first story, like cleared out entryway. You enter, and I don't think there's even like a separate like slaughter area. There's like a table near the center of the building, or this front entrance.
This is
that's
a
like stained
bring
with
your own
blood.
meat butcher.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh dear.
BYO
and-
him. I guess.
I found this horse.
Yeah, and probably there's a there is like a fireplace off to the right. There's probably like a bunch of ash in it from bones and like carcass and bits that they've burned away that they don't need, anything that rotted. And there is some meat hanging up on hooks near the front that is probably difficult to identify. You
Charming.
as you enter, the sort of heavier set ska merchant that runs the butcher shop comes forward, and she says, I'm sort of fresh out right now. If you need something, you can drop off your anything you need butchered. I'm Hadzel, by the way.
Hazel.
Would Dirk have given us any information on how to get inside? Like, is there a
Ooh,
secret
that's a good question.
password or like a knock?
You spent a long time with Dirk, so I imagine he would have. And actually,
Okay.
she would probably recognize. You know what we need to do for ZaKeer for the disguise? I think we have to roll for it, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to see how good it is.
So let's do that. Did I put this in
Rolling.
the assets tray, or I think do you just have that? I didn't put it in the assets tray. What is?
Well, I have
Sorry?
a. What's the word? Oh,
I was just
I-
saying, is there a possibility for Ditto face based on the rolls?
There is a possibility. So you studied the target. You don't have a corpse.
no.
You don't have any bones for
Not
Dirk.
yet.
So this is all going to be based on how long you studied him for. Passingly familiar is studied the target for a day. Familiar is studied the target for a week or more. I don't think you studied him for. You didn't study him for a
It'd
week.
probably be a day, yeah.
Yeah, so you're passingly familiar. So the difficulty is a 3 on this one.
So I have a mimicry rating of 6, so I roll 66 and hope for pairs.
Yes. Yeah, you're gonna hope for a pair of 3s.
Here we go. Pair of 5s.
Nice. That's
Oh, but not
the
threes.
best it can get. So yeah, I think you come in. What do you think? I don't have anything in mind for what the secret passcode is or anything like that. Do you have?
I think maybe it's a call and response where she says we're fresh out, and maybe Dirk the response is maybe if I could check the back.
Okay, so you say that. Oh, right. Y'all can head on back then.
You'll nod.
The 3 of you pass. She gives a pleasant nod to all of you, and you just catch the base, like the slightest hint of a kind of a scowl as you pass. As now she assumes that you're all ska thieves as well, and she goes back to her business. You walk to the back of the shop, following the
Offended.
walk to the back of the shop where Dirk has pointed you to, and there is like. It's not like a secret wall, but there's a section, there's like a gap between a couple of, like, you wouldn't notice it if you walked through here walked down this hallway fast enough, but there's like a really quick turn, and there's a section of the wall that's like kind of spaced out a little bit, and you kind of squeeze through there, and there's a very narrow stairwell leading down to a basement. You squeeze down that direction. I think Sacha just very barely fitting
Beefy boy.
as probably being the most beef that has been in this butcher shop in some time.
We did bring our own beef this time.
You did. You hear a little bit of chattering from down the steps as you reach the bottom, and there's a narrow door you push through, arriving in their lair, where it's just a bunch of tables set up that have been kind of pushed together, and on the right side it's kind of a makeshift bar set up on some shelving. Half-drank bottles of liquor stopped and kind of arranged in a non-organized pattern against the far wall. Cups scattering the table. A couple of copper clips resting on the center of the kind of pushed together tabletops, as a few of the members of this crew are rolling dice. And they stop, and their attention moving towards you as you enter the room. And one of them sits up, looks a bit shocked, and says, "Dirk?"
Dirk ZaKeer walks over to like a
ZaDirk.
barrel, the Dirk, Pulls out a tankard and kind of fills it with whatever liquid's in there. Aye.
Fuck, we thought you were dead.
What's that about my death being false news? That sort of thing?
They look between themselves. Says, "You saw the guard grabbing you. How'd you get out?"
Now that's a conversation I need to do with the boss.
Right. He's in the back. I don't know how he's gonna feel once he sees you. Who's these two?
That's my business for now.
Right. They sit back, kind of resting in the chair a little bit more, but you do see one of them kind of hand slips beneath the table to, you assume, a knife they probably have on their on
It's
their
like
hip.
3 boxings. Like, fuck, he's alive.
And they watch very cautiously as the three of you push to the back room where Sting's office is. You knock on the kind of ramshackle wooden door, and a voice on the other side, "Come in." Open it up, and you see currently standing on the other side of a desk, looking over some papers and kind of reorganizing them, a small kind of locked box of like a coin box sitting at the edge of the table. Sting is a fairly tall, lean ska gentleman with black hair, longer and pulled back in a ponytail, very tan skin, a few scars running along his chin, and around down his left arm, has some like burn marks on them too. Is very kind of gaunt and sort of almost like stretched out looking. It's very, very thin gentleman, and his piercing kind of hazel eyes stare at you in sort of disbelief. ZaKeer Dirk, as you enter the room with two strangers, catching him a little off guard. He says, "Dirk."
Hey, boss, it looks like you just seen a mist wraith.
Looks to the other two. "We don't have trouble here, do we?"
No. Got a bit of a business proposition, though.
Right.
Yeah, we're just here to convey a message. And like Dirk said, potential business opportunity.
I'm happy to see you're alive and everything, but I got a ill feeling that you're bringing some trouble to my door.
It's lucrative trouble, to be fair. May
Spit
I?
it out then.
If there's
Go
like a
ahead.
spare seat. So when I got up by that noble's place, they saw an opportunity in that little fiasco. Showed me some of their plans, and apparently there's gonna be some hold on, I'm trying to phrase this proper. There's a lot of money coming down the canal. they want to hire us on to procure it.
So we try to steal from them, and now they're offering us a job. That seems a bit too convenient for my liking.
I don't know what any noble thinks. They're all funny folk.
Right. You two, what's your business in this?
Just here to represent the house's interests. We didn't much lack some of the trouble you all brought around, but would like to work something out.
And you big guy?
Keys to make sure you don't try anything. Right now, at least.
Will do.
Does Sacha have a pair of like dueling canes?
A pair?
Yeah, is that a thing? Does he
People
like?
do it?
Yeah, that's how they fight.
I do have a dueling cane in my inventory.
Okay, you've
There's
got
at
one.
least one. I think you're thinking in Wayne has the pair.
Okay, I was like, somebody has a couple of them.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so he has at least one.
Guy.
My items are dueling cane, horse, and pet, which
You haven't decided yet. What
I
that
guess I haven't
is.
decided pet.
What? You have a whole horse and a pet?
I
It
have
was
a whole
the
horse
owl.
and a pet. It was the owl at one point.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Hooters.
Oh dear.
Hootsy. Hootie. We'll do
And you
Hoot-
had a
not Hooter.
blowfish.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You got it.
We got there eventually.
You got
Got
that.
there. Oh dear.
From my understanding of what they were saying, we did this job for them. No harm, no foul. They don't sick their Mistborn on us. Also, we get to keep half of what's on the ships.
I'm gonna need to speak with this person directly.
Yeah, I could arrange that.
All right. You bring him here then. No one else. And we'll make the arrangements.
Well, I don't know if here's the best place. Maybe somewhere more neutral.
Now, if I'm going to be dealing with a lordling, I think I'd rather feel a bit more comfortable in my position. Why should I step out of the comfort of my own home here to make a deal with somebody that's probably just going to try to kill me on the spot?
Same reason why she didn't kill me. Good faith.
Also, let's presume it doesn't go well. Where are you going to hide after this? It's good not to shit where you eat, you know?
Gonna have
I know I'm
one
doing
of
the
you.
accent. I'm not hiding it. But
That's fair. I don't
Yeah.
think all the ska talk like
okay,
Texans. We just have been leaning into that. If somebody's, I want somebody to roll charm for me to see how receptive
Okay,
Sting
somebody.
will be to these.
I got a foreign charm. So.
What do you roll? Is that influence?
This
Oh,
would
it's
be
no,
charm.
my it's
Yeah,
actually
it's under your
Sorry,
attributes.
this is my first time to look at these.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, you can roll standing depending on the situation.
Yeah. I can roll, or anyone else can roll. I don't know.
Okay,
Whoever
RJ, you
feels
said
it
you
can
had
do
a
it.
4.
I have 4, yeah.
We'll
You
do
did
it.
the
We'll
most
do it. RJ,
talking.
you talk the you do the it's your charm. You're the
Yeah.
leader in this.
Yeah, because I have 5, but that's not like a guarantee.
I have 11, but I think we should do.
What?
You don't have 11.
I was like, how you 11 with
Of course I don't have 11.
Max is 10.
But this one goes to
All right.
11.
Okay.
Okay, so if
Yeah,
ZaKeer's
Archer,
gonna
you
roll,
go for it, yeah.
do you have any traits that might apply here?
Either personality blunt or profession spy.
Okay.
Because so far...
I'll give the spy. I think your profession would apply here. I think.
Okay, so that's a 5d6. 1, 2.
Okay, and this is gonna be. I'm gonna make this a contested against his will. Hold on. Where is it? Rogues Gallery. Sorry, there's a lot of drop-down menus here. Okay. We're gonna have this be against his. No, not willpower. Willpower's a resilience. I'll say wits for him. I'm also, because you have the burden, sleep deprived. I'm gonna have him take advantage of that burden.
Okay. Instead of charm, could I use my spirit? Because I'm looking at it and it's you may attempt a spirit challenge when you try to convince someone of a larger plan for them or the world.
I think that goes a little bit further than what you're trying to do here.
Fine.
If you're trying to like convert him to your beliefs,
Yeah.
then maybe.
Or convince him he's got to save the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Sting, you've got to save the world.
It's your destiny.
So that
Unlimited
means that he'll
power.
get another die too. All right.
Okay.
He gets another die, and everybody will also get a XP for the advantage or the burden being taken advantage of. But we'll get to that at the end of the session.
Okay.
So that's 5 dice for him.
So it's just a roll off for the highest pair, and then he nudges. Okay.
Yep.
Pair of 5s and a nudge.
Pair of 1s. No, pair of 2s and a nudge. So you will win there.
Can I use
right.
my nudge to say that we walk out of here safely?
Well, you succeed. The nudges would cancel each other out because you both had one.
okay.
But you succeeded on the roll, so he doesn't get to reduce any complications or anything here. So I think the way that this will play out is he goes, all right then. Neutral ground. What are you thinking?
We said it was like east of the square. Is like the square too public a place?
There are lots of nighttime clandestine meetings between nobles and ska in town squares in the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that would be fitting.
Okay. Yeah.
In the mists, everything is both private and not private at the same time.
True. Okay.
We'll say the square a couple of nights from now.
Wait, no, tonight?
Tonight?
Tonight.
Yeah,
Tonight
tonight.
is what we're doing. A
'Cause a
couple
couple
nights
nights
from now
is-
would be after the ball.
With the ball, yeah, okay. Tonight.
We just want to find out who wore it better after the ball, please. Thank you.
All right, then. Tonight. I hope this is as lucrative as you're proposing, Dirk.
The sound of it was. And he'll take a drink from the tankard, leave it on the table, stand up, and start walking out.
He Sting watches, having never taken a seat, as you all leave. Everyone
As
else
I-
move on.
As I leave and we're passing by the table, I'll be like, "Ooh, 4 Inquisitors, nice, 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 nice." You know, that's when people are playing cards.
Wait, are they playing Gwent?
That's a whole different game. Get out of here.
I do like the idea of a card game that's also based on like of a Gwent style card game in this universe, but I'm
Yeah.
not. I'll sit down and make the rules for that later on.
Oh dear.
It's called the Lord Ruler. It's basically Old Maid.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And you all leave, having successfully manipulated your way in and out of this place. Some good rolls.
Excellent.
Now let's go back to House Laurent and get some even better rolls.
Well, sorry to disappoint you. It's only Bay Wraps.
Why do I feel like Sacha can hear what I'm saying?
You just hear the narrator. He's the only one.
It's like, I'm the Deadpool character, I guess, in this one.
You have so much physique that you just break the fourth wall.
Breaks right through it. Gosh.
All right. So, is there anything we need to play out before this meeting, or do we want to cut to this meeting tonight?
I don't think so. So, the thing about the canals, was ZaKeer making that up? I don't remember.
We had briefly discussed that as an option for getting at House Chevalier.
Okay. It's like, yeah, because they own some of the canals. Okay. I
Yeah.
remember that now.
We talked about that before, so it's
Okay, we just
potentially
hadn't really moved on it yet, so
Yeah.
that's why I didn't remember anything. Cool. Thank you. Playing with
Very quick report to Violette and Hadzel about what went down.
Yeah. Everybody can be in on the loop here. Is everybody going to this meeting tonight?
So I was gonna ask if we should all.
I mean, if I'm invited. Oh, yeah.
ZaKeer should probably go as Dirk.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of want to like be like a lookout or something. So maybe isn't like there like in the talks, but is around. Just so there's not any funny business.
I think it makes sense for everyone to be present, but yeah, like you were saying, Mouses probably look out on a nearby building. Because there's no way Sting showing up by himself.
Yeah. No, that's not smart. Okay.
All right. Okay. So let's make the arrangements for this meeting. Let me put on some more dramatic music. We'll go with this one. So, night falls, the mist descending onto the Luthadel streets as you prepare for this meeting. Violette taking the front here. I assume in your mist cloak, or
Oh
Are
boy,
you
that would be a
just-
real power play, huh?
how is Violette approaching this meeting?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear the cloak.
Okay.
Was that the smart
And
move? Probably not.
And you're coming front and center. You're the person that's like leading the negotiations here.
Do you want like an overcoat and then have a dramatic reveal at some point?
Yes, I do.
All right, cloak over mist cloak. So so we said Mouse is going to be nearby to listen in. Hadzel also like staying with Mouse, or
That is a good question. Yeah, probably staying with Mouse so that if he notices something, he can act on it and do something to inform the others.
okay. ZaKeer is still staying in the Dirk's disguise.
Yep.
So probably up front with Violette, and then Sacha providing as the muscle, also there, kind of front and center. Okay. This music isn't as dark as I wanted it to be. Let's go with that.
Is there like a short sleeve mist cloak? It's kind of.
It's like a poncho.
Yeah, like
Like a mist vest.
Poncho.
Damn, it wasn't Mistborn.
As you stride through the swirling mists, you can hear the waters of the fountain at the center of the square muffled and muted by the dense fogs around you. Those of you that are not... That's more dramatic than I want. I'm going to find something eventually. I don't know this playlist too well. Those of you not burning tin find yourselves blinded and obscured by the mists around you. Carrying a lantern near the front of this trio that is going in for this meeting. Hadzel and Mouse staying into the shadows in an alleyway nearby on backup. Mouse, you hear this first, unless Violette is burning tin as well. I guess that's a good question, Violette.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. The two of you, around the same time, hear the sound of footfalls across the cobblestones on the other side of the square, steadily approaching. A fair number of them. I think through the mists, Violette, you can see, and Mouse, you as well, maybe a little bit lesser from your back position, a group of 8 cloaked figures coming into the square, fanning out in the mists, while only 2 approach, kind of front and center. So you get the impression that they have brought a fair number, that they're only they're trying to make their numbers appear less than they are.
So is that 8 total, and 2 of those 8 went forward, or there are 8 on standby, 2
8
forward? So
8 total,
Okay.
and 2 have moved forward. So 6 on standby, 2 at the meeting up front. One of those 2, kind of striding through the mists as you are able to make out their face, Sacha and ZaKeer, with your normal eyesight. You see Sting, cloaked, appearing more nondescript than before. Gives a kind of a slow look over the 3 of you, pausing on the cloaked figure in the center of Violette, smaller in stature than the other 2. Kind of gives a mock bow for a second and just briefly, and says, "My lady, I assume that you're the one I am here to speak with."
Yes, you are.
Right.
You are Sting?
Yes.
Good. Dirk has told me much about you.
Hopefully not too much, Dirk.
Enough.
How can we offer our services to you, lady?
Well, I have heard that you have previously worked for nobles in the past?
We have.
They pay you well, I presume.
Not as well as they could have.
Good. I can pay you better.
Crosses his arms in front of him and feigns a more relaxed posture, though he's clearly still on edge. I don't mean to be rude, but why don't we just cut to the point here? We attempted to fulfill a job, went bad. I don't understand the generosity here.
That is the closest anyone has ever gotten to infiltrating my home. Impressive. So,
I appreciate the compliment.
selfishly, I would rather be the one who has you on the payroll. Unless you'd rather me just have you killed.
Looks between the three of you. No, I would certainly appreciate us all coming out of this alive and unharmed. But you have to understand that I have a certain reputation to uphold, and I was paid for a job. Wouldn't be right for me to turn on my employer.
Do all the men you've brought with you, do they uphold the same standard of loyalty? I count 6 more?
You have good ears. They work for me. They do what I say.
So it is only you have to convince.
Right.
I want 2 things from you, Sting. I want information, and I want you to agree to do a job for me. I will pay you for both.
All right. Let me hear what your proposal is, then.
You are going to tell me everything you know about our Chevalier. You're also going to take on a job for me, hitting some canal routes. I will pay you well, better than he ever did. And if you are to find anything on the canals that you would like to keep, it is yours. And your loyalty would be nice, but I assume the money will take care of that.
Hitting canals is dangerous business. Ministry agents patrol the canals pretty regularly. We get in a lot of trouble for doing that. I'm not really one for banditry.
Then you don't have to steal anything. If sabotage is more your speed.
And this information on, what was the name of the house?
Chevalier.
Chevalier. Why is that so important to you?
I think I'll keep that to myself for now.
Well, it's a tempting offer. I'll say that much. But the way I see it, I have been given a job here, and considering it's still incomplete, I don't see why we couldn't do that right here. Like you said, I've got 6 others. You counted correct. Waiting. I give the whistle. They grab you. And we get what we wanted now that we have a hostage.
Interesting. You think that would be easy for them? Because I am
Yeah.
small, because we are outnumbered, because I am a noble.
Well, I think you've answered your own question then.
I will give you one more chance to accept my offer. After that, you can turn around and explain to your men that none of them will leave here alive.
All right, I'm going to let you roll here. I think once again this will be a contest. I think I'm going to do it. I don't know if wits or spirit work better here for his defense, for what you're targeting. I'm going to say this is a charm roll, as it's sounds like what you're using. Are you using any metals, anything, or how do you want to make this roll?
Yeah. I excuse me. So I think my specialty helps me here. It's underestimated infiltrator. And I think he is trying to a little bit use the fact that he probably underestimates her against him.
Okay.
He still got that final trump card.
Okay. Are you revealing the cloak as part of this too?
I'm thinking about it.
Because you might be able to use that as a tool.
Yeah, I think she says that and like unclasps the cloak she has on top. Just drops it. And the like mist cloak kind of flares up a little bit.
Okay. So charm plus your metal. You said which metal are you burning?
I want to pull my thing.
Because I was thinking either zinc to riot. Like
yeah, that's the one I
fear
was. That's
or
the one I was
apprehension.
looking for.
Yeah.
Was zinc.
Or brass to soothe like aggression or.
No, I think I'm gonna use the cloak and then try to riot, like the fear response.
Fear. Okay. All right. So charm plus metal rating plus 1 die for your trait and 1 die for your tool using the mist cloak.
That is 10.
10 dice. Okay. You don't have any burdens right now. I think you cleared yours.
No, I cleared mine.
Okay. He's gonna roll spirit, which is 4, and he has I think his trait is a trait well versed in scams, and the trait cocky. I think one or both of those applies. I'm gonna give him 1, so that'll put him at 5 dice total.
Okay.
All right.
I've got a pair of 4s and 3 shifts.
He rolled a pair of 5s.
Damn it.
You got 3 though.
I got 3 6s.
3 nudges.
Nudges, not shifts. Still playing Fate over here.
Yeah. I can't believe he rolled a pair of 5s on those. He didn't get any nudges though. So you can lessen the complications with that. So I think he sees the miscloak and steps back a little bit, feeling the sort of wave of fear pushing up from inside. Looks a bit nervous, and says, "Well then, they weren't lying. Mistborn, huh? Right. This is probably all a little bit too, this is a bit too hot for me. So we're just going to step back and, no deal."
I did not dismiss you.
We really don't want this to go the way that you're pushing for. I prefer us all to walk away happy, unscathed, intact.
Well, Sting, I am not happy. That's fine. You don't want to work for me? I can't force you. I will pay you for the information now, and we can both go our separate ways.
Looks between the other two. We can broker for information. What do you want to know?
The nobleman who hired you to break into my home.
All right. What makes you think he was from this house Chevalier?
I have other sources, but I want to hear it from you.
All right. We'll do one more roll here then, for resources, since you're planning on paying him for this information. So you'll roll resources, and the difficulty for this, I'm gonna put it at 2. You can still apply bonuses and stuff if you want.
Yeah. So my resources are 4. I'm gonna try burning brass instead.
Okay.
So he's not
okay.
super panicked to get out of here.
To try to calm him a
Yeah.
little bit, calm that fear. All right. Okay, so you can add that to it as well. So what, that makes you a total of 8?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to roll?
I've got a pair of 3s.
All right.
and
That's
3
enough.
sixes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. That is enough. You'll decrease your resources by 1, indicating that you're paying him for this information. We'll play that in a second. He says, all right. I don't think I'm going to pay for this job anyway, so keep this brief. Yeah. Some noble came by, like you, offered us a job. I don't know if he was House Chevalier or what, but wanted us to steal something.
What?
Well, he got a bit chatty about that part. He said there was a rumor going around that he had heard that House Laurent had a store of riches that they had stockpiled in the countryside. Said y'all had a bunch of ATM, apparently. Want to snap that from the Lord.
Do you know who is spreading this rumor?
Nah, I just heard it from this guy.
So, he hired you to steal ATM from my home. Were you made aware that you would be working alongside someone else?
Someone like who?
A Mistborn.
Another one?
Yes. Because while you were trying to break down my door, there was a Mistborn on my roof.
Listen, that's all noble shit. I don't really get involved with that kind of hocus pocus magic stuff. I know nothing about another Mistborn. Honestly, I've never even met one before tonight.
And you wouldn't lie to me.
No, ma'am.
Did he tell you anything else?
Said once we got the ATM, we were to drop it off at a location tomorrow night. Apparently there's some big ball going on up at one of the keeps. We had set up to have somebody bring the package in there and was gonna drop it off for the boxings.
You don't know who was to collect the package?
No, they were just told to be up at the there's a balcony, I guess, on the second floor, the third window to the left. Said to be there at midnight. You're muted.
I didn't hit the button hard enough. Anything else you can think of?
Nah, that's really all I know. Offered us a pretty good amount for it, too. But it's fucking ATM, so yeah, I would assume so. Half me figured taking it and running, but That would have brought down a whole heap of trouble that I don't really want any part of.
All right. Fine. Payment as promised. Should hand over some money. Probably too much money.
Takes the coin purse, tucks into his cloak. Well, I'll recoup some of my losses then.
I think it goes without saying that you are not to appear at your drop-off location.
Wasn't planning to.
Good.
If there's nothing else, milady, I think I'll be going now.
No.
Good night, then. Turns. Leaves the courtyard. Disappearing into the mists.
Stubborn bandits.
Honestly, that could have gone a little bit worse.
Are you having an attitude with me?
No, I'm just being honest. It could have been worse.
I suppose. Well, got a bit of useful information.
I guess we need to start prepping for a ball then.
We should plan to have someone meet this courier on the balcony.
Should I stay as is then, or...?
Not a bad idea.
I was just starting to like that old body.
Which one?
Alright. Home's in.
ZaKeer will follow.
All right. You all return to the Laurent Manor. Anything else tonight?
For what it's worth, I think you handled it pretty alright. Didn't come to violence, so that's a plus.
No, I didn't expect it would.
And now we got something, well, on top of the other things that gotta happen at the party, but we just found out that.
Yes. A lead is a lead, I suppose. So, we should make a plan, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna be busy all night at that party, right? Dancing, socializing, all that stuff.
Yes.
Hadzel, you'll probably be with her.
Yes, though I do need to figure out some form of disguise myself, especially if the Cedric Alariel is likely to be there.
You think you should still stay hidden?
I can only remain hidden so long, and given that I have returned to service in House Laurent, I'm sure one of the spies that the other houses have inserted have already reported of my return. But precaution should still be taken.
That makes sense. Is our ex-noble friend going to the party?
He might be ex-noble, but still noble nonetheless. Plus, more hands on this operation would make things a little bit easier. I should probably go and press his suit.
All right.
If you wish to attend, Mistress Mouse, I'm sure we can figure out a way to get you in there.
Oh no, no, I'm good. I mean,
No, I like where this is going. We should get you in.
well, I'm not. I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb, and you all know it.
Surely you have had to pretend to be a noble's servant before.
Yeah, servant. I know it's a servant, but
Not all nobles
I don't like that
are,
look in Zakir's eye.
Not all nobles are able to retain the services of a terrace steward. Some may have to have servants from among the Ska.
The tragedy.
Ooh, handmaiden. I like that. I
Alright.
might have something. ZaKeer walks out.
I don't like what he's got planned. But if it'll help, I guess. Alright, but if...
Though I suppose it may be a bit uncomfortable for you, as you should most definitely not burn any tin while there.
What? Why
Lest
not?
There will be obligators if they find a Ska using allomancy. That would not end well.
That's a good point. But, alright.
A few minutes later, ZaKeer walks in with like a wicker basket. It's like a Bed Bath and Beyond, like,
Okay.
and a brush.
Thanks.
If you are going to play a handmaiden, you have to look the part.
Ah. Right.
And let's take these glasses. What?
Make all the boy moose go whack.
Oh no, we are not doing that. That is a good movie. Oh dear.
Oh boy. Okay, so Mouse is planning on going as it wants to go as a servant.
Well, wants to, I think, is probably pushing it.
How does Mouse want to go to this party? If Mouse has to go to this party.
I mean, yeah, being like a servant would probably be good.
Okay.
Does not want to be in any sort of position to be noticed.
Yeah. My plan for this ball, because I imagine this will be a pretty lengthy event, is there will be a lot going on. A lot of reasons for y'all to split up and accomplish different things during the night. So having a wide array of people that can get into different places might be good. So I just want to do the rundown here. Violette going as herself. Sacha going as Violette's cousin. Hadzel going as a terrace steward but maybe not necessarily as Hadzel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just imagining like a headscarf to hide some features.
Okay, and a fake mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have the metal mines because there's one that they talk about. I think it's adium metal mines where you can store your
Store
age,
age,
and
yeah.
change how you look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't have those.
I don't think y'all have any ATM yet.
Was there none inside the pouches that we snatched off of the obligator?
No.
Wow.
Womp womp.
No, he took his
But apparently
ATM.
Violette's got some, so
Someone thinks Violette has some.
People think a lot of things about me.
Yep. That's high society for you. And ZaKeer is gonna go as Dirk.
To perform the drop.
Okay, who is ZaKeer pretending to be? So you're taking on the appearance of Dirk, but who are you? What's your position going into this party? Because Dirk is not a noble.
Yeah.
Do they ever bring their own guards to the balls? I know in the first one, when tensions get high among the houses, there are extra guards around, but
I don't think you would bring your own guards to a ball.
Well.
I think it would be more that would be the guards provided by the house. You're in sort of a vulnerable position at the balls.
could he be like a carriage driver or something like that?
Yeah.
I guess we just
I'll
have
also
to kind of be there, but
also clarify, stuff that didn't happen, like, maybe not direct conversations. Dirk wasn't, as far as like who was going to be making this drop,
It wasn't made clear.
it wasn't made clear. So like it could be anyone, and
so it doesn't have to be Dirk. Okay.
yeah, and Sting's plan was probably to have somebody infiltrate as a noble at the ball to make the drop. So it's up to you how you want to proceed.
Well, we're close up on time, so would it be good to just save it for the next time so I can mull it over?
Yeah, we can talk about it in the interim, because I do want to know for like prep stuff what everybody's gonna be doing, so I can have something for everybody to do. But if ZaKeer's gonna be the one making the drop anyway, then I don't have to plan that much. Because the like RJ said, we are getting low on time, so I think that's we'll pick up next time with the ball, unless there's anything anybody wants to do right now, right here. No? Okay. Yeah, we'll pick up with the ball next session. That'll be our starting chapter there. Our starting scene, y'all arriving. You can think about the things that you want to accomplish. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff kind of in the wings, new NPCs, rumors to pick up on, plots to get involved in, side quests to do, things like that. So there will be a lot going on, and standings and things are probably going to come into play. So be ready for that, and everything you want to accomplish while you are present there. Let's go ahead and do our end of session questions, which are... All right. Earning advancements. Did you complete a scheme or achieve a personal goal?
Not successfully.
We did a scheme.
It is complete.
You did complete a scheme. It was a small
Got
scheme.
stuff out of it, guys.
It's a little scheme as a treat.
Yeah. Yeah. It went smoothly. Getting the information from Sting. You didn't get everything you wanted, but you got some. So yeah, I would say that was complete. Make a critical choice at a turning point in the game. I don't think we hit a turning point yet, but I'm sure that'll be coming up soon. Revealing a powerful secret. I don't think we had any secrets revealed today.
Violette revealed that they were the Mistborn to Sting.
Well, Violette was not identified as part of that conversation.
Right,
Since
it is
her
just a
face was shrouded. She
yeah.
was just a Mistborn. I assumed, for the sake of that Violette was not
No.
identifying herself. Okay. Just a representative of House Laurent. Defeating a central villain, you didn't do that. Fulfilling your character's destiny. Was anyone's destiny fulfilled today?
Eat gelato and lounge in a bathrobe.
I mean,
I wish that was my destiny.
kind of is. That is my destiny, but
Overcoming your character's tragedy. Don't think any of that came in. Grappling with one of your character's burdens. I think a couple of you had burdens come into play
Yeah,
today.
ZaKeer had one.
So you, as mentioned in the book, a character earns a single advancement the first time each of his or her burdens is applied in each session. So that was the part I was talking about before. So if I utilized one of your burdens during a roll, which I think I only did for ZaKeer, then you get an XP for that. Achieving something that's vital to the story or the crew's survival. Just thinking whether any of this would count. Does anyone want to make any arguments for why you did something today that was vital to your survival?
The attempts we made to lay low in the wake of the obligator
That's true,
attack.
because we didn't know how it was going to go.
Yeah, laying low even if it wasn't necessarily vital, or if it didn't end up having that effect, or there wasn't a pressing danger, I guess to say,
Yeah.
you did choose to forego making any actions for a few days in order to lay low. I'd allow that. Okay. Staying in character. For the most part, we did that. And selflessly improving the quality of the game for everyone.
To the DM or the narrator.
Some of us might have stayed in character too much during the game.
Yes. Trick is, I never play a character.
So yeah, advancement for staying in character and advancement for selflessly improving the quality of the game for everyone, which everyone did. So I hope everyone was keeping tally of how many of those they said yes to. And you mark a number of advancements on your sheet equal
11?
to that. 11.
How do you just keep getting these high numbers?
And yeah, so everybody has those. Start tallying those up, and we'll get to another breather eventually for y'all to spend those. Yeah. So again, sort of a low energy, like not a lot of conflict and stuff today, but I think the ball is going to bring a lot of stuff into play. We'll probably get a lot more rolling action, dividing y'all up to a challenge to overcome certain conflicts and stuff in our next session. So that'll be fun. Anyone have any parting thoughts before we get going? No. Okay. Well, thank you everyone out there for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the continuation of our game. You can join us in the meantime for our next session of Thursday's Children. That'll be tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So come join us there for more monster hunting action. Follow us on all the places, click all the links, and do all this stuff. We'll see you around and here for our next stream. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.